This episode is based on the shooting video, the official court transcript, police documentation, and my own analysis and opinion. I encourage everyone to review the materials themselves and draw their own conclusions. There's a moment in every case where the truth stops whispering and starts screaming. A moment where the facts are no longer up for debate. A moment where the evidence stands on its own, undeniable and unshakable. And then there's the moment where the system looks away. In the last episode, we walked through the evidence, the tractor, the gun, the damage, the chaos, but there's one piece of evidence that rises above everything else. One piece the prosecutor should have built her entire case around. The video. Not a rumor, not a memory, not a story told after the fact. The video. The raw, unfiltered, unedited reality of what happened on March 23rd. The moment a man slid sideways into someone else's property. The moment he stepped out with a baseball bat. The moment he reached for a gun. The moment shots were fired. The moment the tractor glass exploded. The moment the danger became real. But first, I need to correct something from the last episode. He did not walk to the bed of his truck to place the baseball bat behind him. He tucked the bat behind his jacket as he walked away from the truck. He didn't retreat, he didn't disengage, he concealed the bat while repositioning. And that detail matters. This is the moment the courtroom should have been anchored to. This is the moment the prosecutor should have protected. And this is the moment the defense spent the rest of the hearing trying to bury. Before we step into the transcript, before we examine every missed objection, every silence, every failure to protect the victims, you need to see what the courtroom never truly confronted. You need to see the shooting. It's not the edited version, not the summarized version, not the courtroom's watered down version, the real thing. This is the shooting. This is the danger. This is the reality. This is Delta Deep Dive. When you watch that video, it's not just evidence. It's trauma, frozen in pixels. Every frame carries the sound of fear, the shock of survival, the confusion that never really leaves. For the victims, that moment didn't end when the gunfire stopped. It replayed in their minds, in their sleep, in every courtroom appearance that forced them to relive it again and again. That's what trauma does. It doesn't fade, it echoes. And instead of protecting them from that echo, Lauren Wickman let it grow louder. She allowed them to be questioned, doubted, and dissected. Not once, but over and over. Every missed objection, every silence, every shrug became another wound. Because when a prosecutor fails to shield her victims, the courtroom becomes the place where they're victimized all over again. That's not justice. That's repetition. That's trauma on replay. Now, let's go to the courtroom, where this video should have been foundation, but instead, it became background noise. What you're about to hear is not complicated. It's not legal theory. It's not courtroom strategy. It's silence. Silence from the one person whose job was to defend the evidence and protect the victims. We're going line by line through the transcript, and we're counting every moment the prosecutor should have objected, intervened, clarified, or simply stood up for the people she was supposed to represent. Let's dive in to the court transcript, the preliminary hearing, where we're going to list out every single one of Lauren Wickman's failures to protect her victims and protect the case. Failure 1. The defense starts with a leading question. Not subtle, not clever, just leading. Defense. Your first encounters with Mr. Herron were pretty cordial. Would you agree? That's the defense attorney testifying for the witness, and the prosecutor says nothing. She should have said objection, leading. Instead, she lets the defense rewrite the relationship, softening Herron before the judge even hears the facts. Failure 2. The defense asks, you had trouble with some of your other neighbors, the Benishis, correct? This has nothing to do with the shooting. It's a smear, designed to make the victim look like the problem neighbor. The prosecutor should have said, objection, relevance? Instead, she lets unrelated neighbor drama become part of a felony firearm case. Failure 3. The defense continues. So they were liars. This is not evidence. This is poison. The prosecutor should have stopped it cold. Objection, improper character evidence? Instead, she lets the defense paint the victim as unstable and dishonest. Failure 4. The defense asks, so at one point, he was welcome at your home? The victim never said Herron was welcome. He said Herron showed up. The prosecutor should have said, objection, misstates the witness's testimony. Instead, she lets the defense create a false narrative of friendship turned hostility, implying motive for the victim to lie. Failure 5. The defense asks, you knew the Herrons owned 4 parcels, correct? A witness cannot testify to property law. That's not his job. The prosecutor should have said, objection? Calls for a legal conclusion? Instead, she lets the defense build a trespass narrative, unchallenged. Failure 6. The defense asks, you knew Bob wanted to maintain his section of the road, right? This isn't a question. It's an accusation. The prosecutor should have said, objection, argumentative. Instead, she lets the defense craft a motive that the victim was angry without resistance. Failure 7. The defense presses, is that a yes to the question? The witness already answered. The defense is pushing him into a corner. The prosecutor should have said, objection, asked and answered. Instead, she lets the defense pressure and wear down a shooting victim. Failure 8. The defense asks, you knew Bob wanted to maintain his section of the easement road, The witness responds, "I don't know his intentions." And that's the point. The defense is asking him to guess. The prosecutor should have said, "Objection," calls for speculation. Instead, she lets the speculation become evidence. Failure 9. The defense asks, "That made you angry, didn't it?" This question is designed to flip the narrative. The victim is the angry one. The victim is the aggressor. The prosecutor should have said, "Objection, relevance, and undue prejudice." Instead, she lets the defense reframe the entire case without a fight. 9 failures. 9 missed chances to protect the victims. 9 moments where the prosecutor stayed silent. And we are only 4 pages into the cross-examination. But here's the part that should keep you up at night. Every one of those failures happened after the shooting video existed, after the evidence was clear, after the danger was undeniable, after the truth was right there, frozen in time, impossible to misinterpret. And still, silence. Silence when the victims needed a voice, silence when the record needed protection, and silence when the law needed strength. Silence when the truth needed someone, anyone, to stand up for it. This wasn't just a failure of strategy. It wasn't just a failure of courtroom technique. It was a failure of duty. Because justice doesn't collapse all at once. It collapses in moments like these. Moments where the person with the power to speak doesn't. Moments where the evidence is strong, but the advocacy is weak. Moments where the truth is loud, but the courtroom is quiet. And when the prosecutor stays silent, the defense doesn't just speak louder. They rewrite the story. They reshape the narrative. They redefine the danger. They recast the victims. They rebuild the case in their own image. And the judge? The judge only hears the voice that's speaking. In the next episode, we're going to continue to examine every single failure of the prosecutor and how that affected the case, how she let down the victims, and how she allowed Robert Herron to walk away with 2 misdemeanor charges because she is inadequate, incapable, and unmotivated. Once this case falls apart, once Lauren stops working for the victims, it's almost impossible to pick back up. And that's obvious. She wasn't equipped to handle a strong defense attorney. And that becomes obvious over and over and over again. This was Delta Deep Dive. And that was Robert Herron, Part 3.